In order to write English, we need only 26 letters. If you want to speak English, do you know how many speech sounds we require? In order to write English, we need only 26 letters. We know that in English alphabet, we have 26 letters. See, and we use these 26 letters for writing. But if you want to speak English, do you know how many speech sounds we require? We need 44 speech sounds. And these 44 speech sounds are used for speaking English. That means we need that many sounds to pronounce English language. See, that makes English something complex. For example, if we take Indian languages, same letters are used for pronouncing or as used as speech sounds. But in English, it is different. So these 44 speech sounds are categorized into two. They are vowels and consonants. See, and generally when we learned English in the lower classes and all, we learned that there are 5 vowel sound, A, E, I, O, U, right? But remember, when you study phonetics in detail, and there are 20 vowel sounds and 24 consonant sounds. So learning these 44 speech sounds and their pronunciation exactly will make you speak good English with correct pronunciation. So before coming to the speech sounds, which are the types of speech sounds and how to pronounce them systematically or effectively, it would be better to understand something about how the speech sounds are produced. Some of you may be aware that actually a sound is produced with the help of air. Sound is produced with the help of the air that we expel or leave out from our lungs. Okay, now let's have a look at it, how the air helps us to produce the speech sound. And before coming to it, I would like to give you a small example. See, suppose if you take a balloon and fill air in it, and if you stretch it or the sides of that balloon a little bit, you know what will happen? The air is expelled from the balloon with a sound. See, this air in this balloon is actually restricted. Its passage is bit restricted. So the air is going out with bit difficulty. Remember, friends, the same activity is happening in our body, almost similar. Don't say that it is something like a balloon, but almost similar. With the action of the respiratory muscles, the air from the body or from the lungs is expelled. See, it is coming out. And this air is coming out. See, you can find lungs here. And from the lungs, the air is expelled through a windpipe. There is a windpipe attached to that, and you can find it in the middle. And this windpipe has a scientific name called trachea. See, the air comes through the windpipe, and when it comes through the windpipe, here is a windpipe, and it comes here to this part. And this part is called, have you heard this? Yes, this is called Adam's apple. This Adam's apple has a scientific name called larynx. See, this Adam's apple is very important in the production of speech sound. See, in the Adam's apple, there is a pair of lip-like structures called vocal cords. See, these vocal cords are something like, what you can say, a lip-like structure that can be either wide apart or it can come closer. Right. When it is wide apart, the air from the lungs or the windpipe moves very freely to that windpipe, I mean through this space. So when the air moves very freely, For example, when we pronounce sound h as in hen, see, we can find that the air is moving very fast or freely without any obstruction. So when air is moving freely, we call it as actually a glottal sound. A glottal sound means actually when these vocal cords are wide apart and the air escapes freely without any obstruction, we call it as a glottal sound. Right, and the space between these vocal cords are called glottis. Right. Okay. See, these vocal cords are actually they're flexible. No, for example, when they come closer, and see when they come very closer, and what happen is they will be restricting the air passage, so that air will be moving with bit difficulty. So when the air moves with difficulty, there is a frictional noise is heard. And for example, when we pronounce, and if you just keep your finger here in the Adam's apple and pronounce the sound p and b, p, b, t, d. So when you pronounce these sounds, when you pronounce p, we don't feel that vibration. And b sound, you can feel a vibration here. B, right. T, there is no vibration. D, right. And this same effect you will feel once you close your ears with hand. See, p, b, p, b. See, so the vocal cords are either wide apart or sometimes it comes very closer. So remember, when the vocal cords are wide apart, air moves very freely and the sounds produced at that time is called voiceless sounds. And voiceless sounds, and we will be learning it in the coming classes. So voiceless sounds like p is a voiceless sound because there is no restriction in the air passage. T is a voiceless sound, right? See, but b is a voice, we feel that vibration in our vocal cords. We have some checkpoints. The air from the lungs comes to this part, I mean our Adam's apple or in the larynx. And here there is a checkpoint. That means actually there is a friction of the air passage and the air is just moving with the difficulty. And from there now it comes to the oral cavity or to the nasal cavity. So, and once it comes to the mouth, here we have our tongue is also controlling the movement of air, our lips are controlling the movement, and even our teeth are also used for the production of speech sound. And also some sounds are nasal also. For example, sounds like m, n, ng. Right, man, man, it's nasal sound. N, never. Right, n is a nasal sound. Ng as in king, king, king. Right, ng is a nasal sound. And at the same time, our tongue, of course we know that tongue is used, and our teeth, what you can say, all the teeth is involved. For example, when you pronounce sound f as in fan, fan, van, right? Teeth is used, and lips are involved, p, b, etc. So now we are going to learn each and every sounds in detail. You have to watch the first part also so that you will get an idea, an introduction about phonetics and what is phonetics, how a speech sound is produced, and what do you mean by speech sound. These are the things we discussed. Now we are going to discuss each speech sound separately and how it can be pronounced and how to learn its pronunciation. So stay tuned for the next video.